Hey, what's up guys, TechTitan here, and I am back again with a brand new video. Before I begin this video, as always, you know how we do it here. I want to thank you all so much for watching this one. If you enjoy my content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I really do greatly appreciate it. We're really close to that 10,000 subscriber mark point, and I think we can do it in the next month or two. So really grateful that you guys subscribe to my channel, and also I do appreciate anyone who's watching this video and watched previous videos. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with today's video. And today's video to me is kind of interesting. So this phone right here, for those of you who don't know, this is the LG G6, and I guess LG kind of rebranded their flagship name. So when you turn on the phone, you will receive like this kind of logo, LG G6 thank you. And I guess that's really their theme for their flagships now. They use the LG G7 thank you, LG V30 thank you. I don't know why they do it, but hey, they just want to do it. Okay. So this phone was a flagship 2 years ago. In fact, this is one of the first phones that actually that started that 18:9 aspect ratio displays. And when I first saw it, when I first saw videos about it, I say, wow, this display looks amazing, and it really does. I mean, they really did a solid job with the display. So it's not really AMOLED or anything crazy like that, but it's a genuinely solid display. So it is a 5.7-inch 2880 by 1440. It uses an LCD panel, but it also supports Dolby Vision HDR. And for phones that are at this price point, and in fact, this is actually now considered a budget phone because it does cost less than $269. And depending on if you want it with a carrier, so Boost Mobile has an offer where if you switch to them, you can actually get it for as little as $30. If you're in the market for that type of thing, hey, this phone is still a really solid phone. It was a flagship 2 years ago. But yeah, so 2880 by 1440 supports that 18:9 aspect ratio display. For specs, it uses Qualcomm Snapdragon 821 processor. So yeah, it is an old processor, but you gotta remember this was a flagship processor 2 years ago. And I think it's still, I still believe that it would beat out budget processor in 2018, 2019. So I'll give them that. 32 gigabytes of standard storage, and it is expandable via a micro SD card, as well as 4 gigabytes of RAM, 3300 milliamp hour battery, and also supports quick charge. So nice. And that's really it for specs. And this particular version comes with Android 8.0. So really, that's really it for specs. In terms of design, this is a genuinely good looking phone still in 2019. And like I said, this is now considered budget, so I'm going to treat it as a budget phone. On the bottom, you do have your bottom facing speaker and USB-C. Also, you do have this little cutout for a microphone and this little antenna band. On the left-hand side, you have your volume up and down. They're made out of metal. They're solid, tactile. And also on the back, you do have your fingerprint sensor / power button, as well as your dual 13 megapixel camera. So one is a standard view camera that comes in at 70 degrees, and the other one is a wide angle 125 degrees. And I'll show you a couple of sample shots. And LG actually did a nice job with the design. So there is this subtle curve on the sides for a better grip, but this is made out of glass, and it still is a slippery phone. I would definitely highly recommend the case on it. So on the top, you also have your 3.5mm headphone jack, another cutout for a microphone, as well as 2 antenna bands. And on the right hand side, you really have just your SIM tray, as well as your micro SD expandable slot. So we talked about the display. Now the front facing camera is a 5 megapixel camera, and okay, I'll save that for the camera part of this review, so stay with me. Okay. So we talked about design, we talked about specs. Okay, so as for performance, this is definitely a speedy phone. Yeah, like I said, it uses a 2-year-old processor, but remember, that was a 2-year-old flagship processor. Now, if you compare this with newer flagships with the Snapdragon 845 or the 855 that recently just came out, yeah, this phone will definitely be in second place, that's for sure. But in terms of if you compare it to budget phones like the LG Stylo 4, the Galaxy A6, the LG Q7, and that's really where this phone stands. The pricing is similar to, I would say, the Galaxy A6, which comes in at $250. This is only $270, so $30 cheaper. And one thing I forgot to mention is that this also comes with IP68 water and dust resistant. Not waterproof, not dust proof, but definitely does a better job in, so it's definitely certified for IP68. Okay, so for performance, so opening up daily tasks, it's actually really fast. The phone app, the messaging app, you shouldn't have any problem with this type of stuff. And as for heavy demanding apps that require a lot of GPU, this also is a solid option. So games like PUBG, really games basically, really heavy demanding, really games that demand a lot of 3D graphics, this phone should handle them no problem, especially on this really good display. So really, next up, let's do a quick browser test. And I'm really expecting this phone to just breeze through it. So one thing that I also do want to give props to LG is the keyboard. LG keyboards to me are definitely top 5 keyboards of any smartphone out there. They're really good and I just like them. So let's load up the verge.com. 3, 2, 1. So doing these types of tasks, this phone will handle them no problem at all. And yeah, I mean, it's a really solid phone. For $270, this is really the phone to get if you're in the market of a high-end budget phone. High-end budget phone. Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. A high-end budget phone. Yeah, if you're in the market for that, this definitely is your phone. Now, let's quickly discuss the camera. And the rear-facing camera is actually pretty good. Definitely above average. If we're comparing it to a flagship camera, I don't know. Flagships have really come a long way when it comes to camera quality. But if we compare it to budget options, this definitely stands out. Definitely the best out there in that type of price point. So let me show you guys quick sample shots that I've just taken. So the first one really is just, and the weather conditions where I'm at is kind of questionable. So, but the shots that come out of this phone are actually solid and they're really good. Color is really good. The exposure, the dynamic range, all of that. It's really solid. Now, one thing that I did realize about this camera is that it tends to oversharp a lot. So I really sometimes do think, I don't know. So I guess that's really LG's theme, over sharpening. But yeah, the pictures that come out of this phone are definitely over sharpened, and they're still pretty good pictures. To me, I would try to adjust the sharpness in the settings in the when you edit the pictures, if you do edit pictures. But yeah. Now, as for the selfie, and this is really the, so this is a shot without the wider angle lens, and this is the shot with the wider angle lens. And I think the wide angle lens is kind of my favorite implementation when it comes to dual cameras. I don't know, the zoom lens is, I don't really zoom on my phone at all. If I want to zoom on a subject, I would just walk to the subject. So yeah, also, the selfie camera. The selfie camera on here is bad. I definitely reviewed budget phones with better selfie cameras. I don't know why. For some reason, I turned off the beauty mode on the selfie camera, but it still comes out with that kind of beautified, grainy effect. I don't know. The selfie camera is kind of rough, but it still is a pretty usable selfie camera. And for the top of price point that you will pay for this phone, it still is a solid selfie camera. It's just, I don't know, the beauty effect. A little harsh, but yeah. So the battery life on here, like I said, this does support a 3300 milliamp hour battery, and the battery life on here is decent. It's not the best, but it does also, like I said, it comes with quick charge, so you can definitely top off the phone quickly. All right. So let's do a quick speaker test, and the speaker is bottom facing speaker. So okay, let's just go ahead and do that speaker test real quick. Okay, so real quick words on the speaker. It is definitely it's a good speaker. One problem that I do have about it is that you can easily block it with your finger if you accidentally place your finger in if you place your finger like that, you can easily block it. And also, I mean, it's a pretty good speaker, just that you can easily block it, and it does distort a little bit at highest volumes, but that goes for really a lot of smartphone speakers. But again, you still have that 3.5 millimeter headphone jack if you just want to plug in headphones. So one thing that I also want to show you guys is the HDR. Now, I'm pretty sure that the camera will not pick it up, but the HDR content, you can watch HDR content on this phone, and it's really amazing. So here, so something like that. Okay, so the difference between regular content and HDR content is that HDR stands for high dynamic range. So everything that you will see in the picture. I mean, like I said, I'm not sure that the camera will pick it up, but everything that you will see, definitely, the colors do look better. There is more dynamic range, meaning that the sky is more in focus, and the content will definitely look better. So I can see it, and it does look way better than just your average video. Not way better, but definitely looks much better than your average video for that $270 price point. So yeah, I mean, that's really it. I just wanted to share this video with you guys because I really think that, well, 2 years ago, the LG is not really, in my personal experience, LG is not really as competitive as they once used to be in the flagship world. The flagship phones are really good. They just don't compete anymore with like the Galaxy S9, the Google Pixel 3, the iPhones. I don't know. But in the budget world, they definitely make a statement. And now that the LG G6 is a budget phone, this is my budget pick of the year so far. And the year just started, of course. So I'm really excited to see what other companies do. Hopefully, the previous generation of flagships do come down in price, like the LG G6. And if you guys like this type of content where I review old flagship devices, leave a comment saying, hey, we want more. But that's really it. Let me put the phone down and give you guys my final words. So I want to thank you all so much for watching this one. If you enjoy my content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and also check out previous videos if you're interested in in other phones. I'll definitely leave some links in the description for that. And yeah, this is it. Thank you all so much for watching this one. If you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up. Like I said, subscribe to the channel, and I will definitely catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.